like if your only interaction with other human beings is dressing up as a giant penis and wobbling along the ground,
okay,
you've done something wrong with your life. Something has gone terribly, terribly wrong.
Wait, so how did we get here from this conversation? I thought this was a TF2 podcast, and now we're talking about people dressing up as a giant dick.
We should probably start the show.
Yes,
okay, this is not even the show yet. Okay, here's the intro music for those listening at home.
Okay.
God damn it. I love this shit.
Hey, are you even listening? KritzKast. The TF2 podcast. With these jerks.
Hello and welcome to KritzKast, the Team Fortress 2 podcast. My name is Aggro. Today I'm drinking Dead Pony Club. It's another classic, or probably the same classic. It's my favourite classic from the Brewdog Brewery. Please sponsor us. Just saying. Anyway, together with me and my beer, I've got like 4 of them lined up, so I'm not going to go dry this entire show, I'll tell you that much. Together with me and my beers, there is somebody who is truly fantastic and wonderful, and I am extraordinarily lucky to have on the show with me, SoundSmith, is live.
Hi. Hi.
Yeah. Hi. Okay, let's start from the very beginning. SoundSmith, who are you? And what makes you important to Team Fortress 2?
I am a composer and sound designer, but most of you who know who I am probably know me for my Hat Stereotypes series. It's this dumb thing that I do on YouTube that people watch for some reason. So yeah, that's what I'm known for mostly, is the TF2 stuff. But originally I was a composer and sound designer, and I like to think that I still am. So yeah.
That brings up a whole bunch of other questions. Most importantly is what you do on YouTube your life? As in, I mean, you've got a massive, huge following on YouTube.
It's,
like,
I don't know.
Many people.
It's definitely taken over a large part of my life, recently. I still absolutely want to go out and, be a composer and sound designer. That's kind of what I've always wanted to do. But now that the TF2 thing has kind of taken off, I've sort of had to make room for that, you know?
Yeah. The madness of it all is that you're brilliant. I mean,
I appreciate it.
You did a thing last week, or you did a thing a couple of weeks ago. We spoke about it last week on the show about the Dapper Dog thing.
Yes.
Where you rejigged the Dapper Dog audio track.
Yes.
And it was amazing. It was mind-blowingly brilliant.
Well, thank you. I had a lot of fun with that one. Those ones are actually one of the easier things that I do, because Dapper Dog already did all the hard work for me. You know, he was the one who composed the song. I just took the melodies and I arranged them for an orchestra. So, I don't know. I feel like you're giving me a little bit too much credit with that one. That should go to Dapper Dog. I don't know, but
so like it's not like it's the first time you've done this kind of thing in the past. You've taken a lot of you've remixed songs into orchestral pieces.
Yeah, that's actually what took my music channel, gave it the first steps in the first place. Is way back in the day when Call of Duty was popular and you had all those trolling montages, there was a group of guys kind of led by another guy named KYR Speedy, and I took his outro song and I arranged that for orchestra, and the guy who wrote the song actually ended up noticing it, and that's what gave me my first steps onto the YouTube scene, which I thought was really funny. I've been doing this for quite a while, but I've never really seen it take off to the extent that it did until very recently.
Can you walk me through how you go about doing something like that?
Okay, so as much as I would love to say that I have a set way of doing things, I really don't. Usually what I start off by doing is I'll just open up my software, Pro Tools, I'll just load up an instrument, and then I'll just hit record and just kind of dump my entire brain into the program. I don't know, to compare it to drawing, it's like I just put my pencil to the paper and I just start drawing, and I don't stop, you know, I don't stop and think, hey, that doesn't sound quite good, maybe I can go back and fix that. I just keep going, and then, you know, after about 5-10 minutes, I just kind of go through it and kind of try to make sense of it all.
But
So,
do you... Is it a case that you listen to the original over and over again until you have it in your head? Or do you kind of rip it in and kind of overlay it?
Sure. For remixes specifically, I actually kind of got super lucky with that sort of thing. I have this thing called perfect pitch, which allows me to tell what notes are being played without a reference. So essentially what I can do is I can listen to a song and I can effectively know what the notes are to that song without really having to do much else.
Okay.
So as much as I would love to say that I have a special way of doing things, I really don't. It's just I just kind of go.
It's just using your brain.
Yeah.
So it is effectively a special way of doing it, but it's one that's very difficult for other people to replicate.
Yeah, unfortunately, yes. I feel kind of bad saying that, but I want to tell people, I want to say, oh, this is how you go about doing things, but I don't have a way. I just do it.
Damn. Oh, that's really harsh.
I know. I'm sorry. So, I feel so bad. I feel like an asshole.
Yeah,
but
you should feel bad. You should definitely feel bad about it. You shouldn't feel bad. What are you on about? But I mean, it's your secret special sauce. And look, if that's what makes you like a special snowflake, then go for it.
For
and
sure.
You clearly have embraced it. There's a number of tracks that, I mean, we've got people in chat saying, like, was it the demo?
Oh, the demo pan song. Yes. That was a fun one too.
Yeah. So, like, okay, how do you pick your targets?
Well, for the last few remixes I've done, that has been based on my hat stereotypes series.
Right.
It's my most popular series. It's the one where I talk about what hat you wear, what that says about you as a player. And the first TF2 remix type thing that I did was, when before I had put up the stereotypes video for the pyro, the next one was going to be the demo man. And so I recorded something before I put up the pyro video that says, oh, I guarantee you somewhere in the comments somebody's going to be like, oh, for the demo man video, I bet he's just going to play ear rapey demo pan music, and wow, you're so predictable, screw you, unsubscribe, something like that, right?
Yeah. So
I record this, and it was just kind of a joke more than anything. But then it turns out somebody actually did comment that, and so I'm like, oh, well, now I have to do something with this. So what I ended up doing is, instead of playing ear rape demo pan music, I arranged it for Orchestra and then exported it to a FLAC file, which is the audio equivalent of a 4K image. So basically the opposite of ear rape. Just it was more out of spite than anything, and then it just kind of went from there.
Okay, so I mean, this is interesting because now you're talking about like the YouTube channel and the orchestral pieces being sort of there's no case of one comes first and then the other. It's a homogenous thing. It's really just a big old hodgepodge. I don't have a way of doing it. Again, I feel bad saying that, but there's no plan. I just go. All right then. Better question. If you're just going, when do you know when to stop?
I don't. That's my problem. A lot of times I will take things a little bit too far. But sometimes I'll just be doing something and I realize, why am I still doing this? So, the best way
do you stream when you're doing this? I mean, are you on Twitch on Creative or?
As much as I would love to stream, my internet is trashed here and I can't stream.
Right.
In fact, I'm probably pushing the internet to its limits just in this Skype call.
Would you consider like recording or videoing you thinking about stuff and building? Like we've seen the completed stuff, we've seen what you pushed out for YouTube, but like even I'm showing on the screen at the moment the hat stereotype stuff, which is hilarious. But like I think people like to see the building blocks, like something being created specifically or especially because they can't replicate it. They haven't got your brain. And it seems to be so much of this is based on what you're thinking at a time, what you're creating at a time.
That actually might be,
would you consider
kind of a behind the scenes type thing? That'd be interesting. I think I might actually end up doing that. I'd have to figure out a way to record my voice while Pro Tools is running, because that's that's what I use to record my voice, and that's also what I use to compose music. So maybe I might have to open up a separate instance of that. I don't know if it does that, but I'll figure something out. And that definitely sounds like a good idea.
Get another PC, hook it all up. It should be easy.
Just
5 minutes work.
Buy another computer, for sure.
So Pro Tools, that's an Apple thing?
It's on Mac and PC. It's called a digital audio workstation, or DAW. It's like Audacity and GarageBand combined, almost. And it's effectively the industry standard for sound design and music composition. Now, there are a ton of digital audio workstations out there. There's one called Logic that a lot of people use. There's one called Reaper and Cubase and Fruity Loops, and there's a ton of them. But Pro Tools is kind of the jack of all trades. It's the program that does everything, but it's not necessarily the best at one specific thing. So me being a broke college student and I can only afford one DAW, that's what I get, is I got Pro Tools.
Okay, let's come back to this. Let's look at from perspective of you being a broke college student. Okay, so you have a tremendous number of subscribers on YouTube. You've got each one of your videos just gets huge numbers of downloads. You're practically a meme at this. You're a living meme at this point. And the music that you create is just out of this world, and it's so identifiable. It's like there's nothing about it that makes it exceptional in and of itself. Like if I didn't know that you did TF2, I'd be less interested. Perhaps put it that way rather than saying that there's nothing exceptional about it. But this is this a money spinner for you? Have you made it rich from doing this?
It's definitely.
And has it changed what your focus is with regards to like getting a real job in the real world?
It's definitely changed my focus. The industry that I want to go into, being sound design, is incredibly competitive, and it's often very unstable. So having another form of stable income, even if on its own it's not enough to support me, is really, really, really nice. So, the money that I've made from this is definitely a good thing, but it's not really enough to support me. So it hasn't changed my end goals, but it's definitely changed how I'm going to get there, if that makes sense.
So what's your end goal?
Well, eventually I want to write music for movies and TV shows and things like that. That would be amazing.
Oh, wow.
And that would it's probably not going to happen, but it would be really, really awesome if it did. So
okay. Why would you say it's not going to happen?
Well, like I said, it's an incredibly competitive industry, and it's very, very unstable. You think about famous composers like John Williams and Hans Zimmer and all those guys. There are 1 in a million people out there who just made it rich. And obviously they have tremendous amounts of talent, but there are a lot of people out there with tremendous amounts of talent. And in that sort of industry, it's really not about how much talent you have. It's about who you know, which is kind of a weird thing. If you know somebody who is in the industry, then you have a much higher chance of making it in that industry.
All right. Who do you know? I mean, have you been recognized by Valve? Apart from Banny, who has. But no, have you, and KritzKast for that matter, have you been recognized by Valve? Have you been recognized by YouTubers? Do you do work for other people? Have you been approached by indie developers, for example, to do stuff?
Yes and no. I haven't been recognized by Valve, although that would be amazing, but I've definitely been reached out to by other YouTubers and indie developers. I am currently working for a video game company called Paradigm Shift Entertainment, which is an indie game studio. So I'm definitely in the industry, but I'm not at a place currently where I'd be making enough money off of that to support myself. So,
okay. What's your dream job? Who's your dream company?
Oh, geez. Oh, wow. Okay. So, that's a really tough question. Okay. So, I'm not sure if this is a well-known type thing. If any of you guys have heard of Weta, it's a post-production house in New Zealand that does visual effects for Lord of the Rings, for the Avengers, all those type things. Weta is the company that made the model for the Righteous Bison in TF2. So, that's them, but their sister house for sound design is called Park Road Studios. And they do sound design and music for all sorts of AAA films like Star Wars and MCU films and things like that. So getting to work at Park Road Studios would probably be my dream job, because that would be absolutely incredible.
Okay. What's your 5-year plan to get there?
Oh, geez. Okay. So Park Road currently
offers into a job interview.
Park Road currently offers an industry intensive where, they choose, I think, 18 to 20 people from all around the world, where they get to go to Park Road and effectively do an internship there, where they get to work on films and things like that. And it's like being in the industry at Park Road for 10 days. And so if I were to be able to get chosen for that, that would definitely help my chances at getting a job there. So that's my current plan. Is I have a demo reel, I have portfolio, I'm working on a resume, and I'm absolutely going to apply for the industry intensive next year. So yeah, that's my plan.
All right. So you said you're a student at the moment. How long have you got left before you finally graduate?
About a year and a half. I'm a junior in college right now. I'm studying sound design. So yeah.
Cool. Okay, that's like the best, like the most uplifting and hopeful story.
Well, you did say dream job, so.
Yeah, no, I did. Like, I went for the top. I'm glad you got like a plan.
Yes. Yeah. It's not a very likely plan to succeed, but it's a plan nonetheless.
Oh, it's beautiful. So man. It was stumped. I genuinely did not expect that you would have anything. Okay, so bearing in mind what you've achieved so far, and you've created some incredible pieces, and you've half-heartedly or deliberately taken the piss out of people with your orchestral imaginings. Is there anyone you specifically want to work with now, either on YouTube or one of the streamers, or are you happy doing your own thing, or anyone musical you'd like to sort of co-author with?
Wow. I mean, collaboration is something that is entirely necessary in the sound design industry. So, I don't know, working with all these famous composers that I mentioned earlier, Hans Zimmer, John Williams, that would be amazing. But as far as TF2 goes, I don't know. I've been trying to reach out to more members of the TF2 community recently, and, I don't know. You could name any famous YouTuber, and I would probably be able to say, yeah, I would totally collaborate with them. So,
awesome.
I don't really have a specific answer for that. So, just anybody really.
Damn. Okay. Well, prepare for your door to be kicked in.
I know.
By people wanting to work with you.
Just opened the floodgates.
Really opened the floodgates.
Oh,
yeah, absolutely.
Wow. Here we go.
Okay. TF2. Why TF2?
Oh, wow. Okay. So, just why do I play it? In general?
Why do you play it? Why have you focused your energies on trying to engage with that particular?
Okay, so TF2 is my favorite game of all time because of how silly it is. I just, you look at games like Call of Duty and Counter-Strike, and it's all just about shooting people. But the first game of TF2 that I played, I installed the game. I was playing Scout. I was on, I think I was on Barn Blitz or something. And the first thing that I see is a soldier flying through the air, and instead of pulling out his rocket launcher to blow me to pieces, he pulls out a shovel, smacks me in the face, and insta-kills me. And so I'm just thinking, oh, this is going to be one of those games, isn't it? And so from that moment onward, I'm just like, all right, this is my favorite game ever. It's just, I don't know. You see things like a drunk Scottish dude charging at people with a broadsword, and you're just like, how silly is this? How much fun is this? And when you look at other games that are really serious, I get why people like it, but it's just not for me, I'm not the type of person who wants to play super competitively all the time. And on my YouTube channel, I say frequently, I don't play competitive because I'm bad. I'm a casual scrub. But when I play casual, I just want to have fun. And TF2 is by far the easiest game for me to have fun in.
Nice. Okay, how many games have you played before TF2? I mean, you mentioned like other first-person shooters.
Oh, tons.
Were you a console guy before this, or like?
Okay, so when I grew up, I was big on Nintendo. I got a 64. I played Smash Bros, Mario Kart, Super Mario 64, all that stuff. And let's see, growing up, I didn't really have a great PC, but on Black Friday, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, I ended up building my own PC just for fun. I just thought it would be a fun thing to do. And once I had a capable PC to run Steam and all these PC games, I just never looked back. So I was definitely a console person before, but I'm not really the type of person to bash people for playing consoles. Ultimately, I just kind of play where my friends are, and right now my friends are on PC. So,
are all your friends on TF2? Are all your friends still on TF2, or have they moved on?
Not necessarily. It's where I've met most of my good friends on Steam. Yes, are from TF2. I'm trying to think of. Oh wow. Like, I play other games with friends on Steam, but I'm trying to think back, and I've met all of them through TF2. It's, oh, geez. Yeah, I think you stumped me there. It's all TF2.
All right. Much harder one to try and justify now, given the way that Team Fortress 2 has structured itself being all about, like, it's not about the quick play, and it's much less about community environments. But were you ever, or are you now, still part of a community clan group?
I'm not necessarily in a clan or anything, but I have a small group of friends on Steam that I pretty much constantly play TF2 with. They show up on my channel all the time. There's one named Kaiko. There's Clockwork Smurf. It's not an official clan or a team or anything like that, but it's just kind of a group of people that dick around in the TF2 together, you know?
Right. Well, you said that you would work with other YouTube, like you collaborate with other like YouTube creators or other creators. Would you play like TF2 with randoms that had specifically come to play with you?
Yes, absolutely.
Is there a Discord that you hang out on? I mean, how would people approach you and find you?
I am in the process of creating a Discord server. Since I have such a large following, it would be very difficult to, it would be very difficult to moderate. So that's the main drawback to me creating a Discord, but I'm in the process of working on that, finding moderators, things like that. But once I get that up and running, that would be by far the easiest way to contact me. I also have a Steam group right now that people can join, where I would be announcing when I would be on a community server that you could join or something like that.
That's a good way of doing it. Hey, look, there's other stuff we need to talk about.
Yes,
I'm sure, I think of amazing.
I'm sorry.
I didn't realize that I was going to interview you. But
I guess so.
Very interesting person, so why not? Let's rock through. Do you do merch, by the way? Is it possible to get like a SoundSmith t-shirt?
No, I don't do merch right now. Wow, that's honestly, I haven't even thought about that.
Your brand, man. Your brand.
I know, my brand. I need to, I probably should get on that. I don't know. I just don't know how I'd go about doing that. I have no idea, dude.
All right, well, I tell you what, if you want to get yourself a Team Fortress 2 t-shirts, you can always head over to We Love Fine. I know they've had a whole bunch of new stuff come in recently.
Oh, yes. It's a lot of mouse pads, right?
Yeah, it's like a lot of mouse pads.
A lot of,
it's
like
18,
I just
20
pulled
or
up
something.
the store page and it's just all mouse pads.
They are currently running a 25% discount, and it's site-wide as well. It's like everything that Valve sells across Team Fortress 2, Dota 2, CSGO, Portal, like all of their labels, all of their things are 25% discounted up until the 25th of December, which is just huge. And with all of their awesome stuff in, like all of the mouse pads, as you previously mentioned, and there do seem to be a lot of mouse pads. That's not to be sniffed at. Medley, who was on the show last week, I know that she's got a bunch of stuff in. Yeah, there's just some really, really nice things in here. Have you got yourself fitted out with like every t-shirt that Valve's ever created?
I wish. Like I said, I'm a broke college student, so I couldn't afford to get all those.
If you could only get one, which one would you get?
Oh, geez. I mean, I'd say that I wanted to get one for my main that had a class on that, but I don't really have a main, so maybe just some kind of generic TF2 shirt. Let me see if I can find one.
I'd include the Balloonicorns. I'm currently wearing a pair of Balloonicorn slippers, by the way.
And I might have to get one of those.
While we record this, they are so comfortable.
I actually might get one of those. I'm looking at that right now.
It feels like your foot just feels like it's encapsulated in warmth and loveliness.
Yep. Okay. Yeah.
It's
you
like
sold
taking,
me, dude.
It's like taking a bath with goat's milk and just wearing that while you're walking along.
That actually sounds really uncomfortable. Like, I'm sorry.
It's going downhill now. It's like wading through butter. Now it's even worse. It's yeah. Anyway, something else you can do for your friends is get them into Discord. We mentioned it before. It is the place to go to bring communities together and have them talk to one another. And now, through the happy medium of webhooks, we have a creator, someone who's coded something up that allows you to import that special message into your Discord to tell you that the Valve blog, the TF2 blog, has just been updated.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
So I love the silence afterwards.
Yeah.
But yes, okay. Words.
No, I was busy putting that on my Discord real quick. No.
Oh my god, it's Tweaky. Oh, it's Tweaku. Tweaku, I assume TWIIKUU.
I guess.
Who created this, and Tweaku is actually in our chat at the moment. Big smiley face on him. So I assume this is really cool.
Yeah.
But look, what it does is if you are a Discord owner, like you own one of the servers, you created a server, you've gone to the effort of creating a TF2 Discord server for you and your friends, and you're just hanging out there, having a few drinks, talking about TF2 and playing TF2 and involving yourself in TF2 at every level. And then there's an update to TF2, and you're wondering why, the server is emptying out and why other people aren't able to join anymore. And it seems to be all going to pants. The reason is there's been an update, and the servers are all being updated. And maybe you missed the message to say there's an update. Or maybe, the thing that's just come through the blog is not an update, but it's a new pin or a new competition or something is going on, and there was a reason for the blog to be updated. Now you will get a pop-up message to say, in your Discord, that there's an update to the Valve blog. You can go along and find out what's going on with that. I think this is brilliant code. This is just a nice, awesome little utility.
Yeah, hopefully this will keep my F5 key from totally breaking when I'm just refreshing Reddit, waiting for the blog to update for Smissmas.
Smissmas! Smissmas!
Oh yeah, hey.
Is there going to be a Smissmas 2016?
I hope so. Oh, God, I hope so. I just want my festive gunboats. That's all I want, Valve.
Festive gun... Oh, my God.
Yes.
Oh, I'm just trying to think what, a festive weapon. We had this conversation. Actually, hanging out with the TF Crew guys on, the official Team Fortress, the official TF Crew Twitch page the other day. We're talking what would be the most amazing, what's your most desired festive item?
Wow.
And yeah, I mean, the idea of having the, not festive Girardi, but the bread.
Oh, yes.
festive
I forget what that's
bread
called.
Girardi thing. Yeah. That would be kind of cool. Like having super crossovers.
Yeah,
old school
crossovers.
Awesome. Yeah. Just flashy lights on things. Everything needs to have flashy lights. And they need to be available to wear all year round just to make the world look a little bit stranger.
Absolutely. One thing that I just hope they don't do is, I hope they don't just give us the festivizers like they did last year. That's cool and all, but now there are so many festivizers out there that there's no reason to do it again. I just want some new festive weapons. That's all I want.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I want a comic.
Oh, yeah, that too. And while we're at it, how about you undo the nerf to the bison? That'd be great. Yeah.
Oh, what, the nerf that's now a feature that, has the thing removed?
They removed the bug that it could hit multiple players, which is just...
I'm so glad they fixed that bug. It's been in the system for years. Wow. Okay. Well, look, the other thing that has been in the system for years, that wasn't a bug, was a bug? I don't know. The little tips that tell you, like, what to do. Okay, like, I'm fishing for this at the moment. What's going on is that funk, like, we had this discussion before the show of, like, whether or not we call him funk or funky.
Is the E silent? I don't know. People are going to crucify me either way, so at this point, I'm just going to call him
funk is all in capital letters, the E is tiny.
I don't know.
Anyway, so YouTuber, Funk, he's kind of known for stuff that isn't necessarily on the ball.
Right, it's very it's sarcastic and dry and not serious at all.
But he's just released a video, and my God, it is beautiful. So what he's done is he's taken a look at Team Fortress 2 from the perspective of someone who's new to the game, which actually is a really difficult thing to do. Friends of the show or previous previous hosts of KritzKast, Rusky Doo and Sir Grey, they've gone, not even Sir Grey, Rusky Doo and Sir Grey have done the podcast 76 thing, which is looking at Overwatch. But Sir Grey and his mate Nick, otherwise known as Russia Bardzanite, it's difficult to say his name. I need more beer before I can say his name. They created an EVE Online podcast to look at EVE from the perspective of someone who's seeing it for the first time, living the experience for the first time. And actually, that's interesting, and,
really cool.
Frankly, one of the best podcasts on the internet at the moment. But it's really hard to do that if you're not seeing a game for the first time, to emulate seeing a game for the first time. And this is what Funk's done. He's looked at Team Fortress 2 from the perspective of someone who's never seen Team Fortress 2, has no expectations of what Team Fortress 2 should be, and shown exactly how broken it is.
Yeah,
for new players.
Not okay. The training system is absolutely awful, really.
And, so the way that he's criticising is something that I've been told off for not doing. So it's almost like it's a perfect example of how to criticise. It's not helpful if you tell someone they smell. It is helpful if you tell someone that bathing is actually really good.
Yes, so that's a good way of doing it.
Like, it's not just good enough to run water over your body. You need to use soap. You need to use soap. I don't know why I'm stressing that so much. I'm telling you.
Maybe you've just been to one too many conventions in the past few weeks or something like that.
No, yeah. Actually, that's a thing. No, but this is the thing. So he's going through and he's saying, look, okay, the reason why it's broken, the reason why as a new player coming into this, you might not get the experience that you're looking for, is that you're confronted with nothing. What would be nice is if when you approach the game for the first time, you had some indication of what it was that you were supposed to be doing. When you see there being like a dozen spies on the team that you're going to join, does that mean that everyone should be a spy, that you should choose spy, or does that mean that there's enough spies? There is no information on the screen to say, we have enough spies, try something else. Or, nobody has chosen medic yet. It'd be really cool if you were to choose medic. Trust me, choose medic. No one's going to not like you.
There's a big flashing neon sign on the screen that says,
choose
pick medic.
Please, somebody pick medic. Yeah. And it's so obvious. And like he draws the parallel, like the obvious parallel to Overwatch. Well, it's not just Overwatch. He sort of draws enough parallels to other games that this is the thing that they are doing right, and this is the thing that Team Fortress 2 for so long has done wrong.
Yeah.
And frankly, Team Fortress 2 is kind of lazy.
Yeah.
It's the game that Valve have pushed for a very long time. It's the go-to game. It's free to play now. There are lots of crossovers to other games. Like, people, if they're on Steam, they almost certainly have heard of Team Fortress 2 and will have at some point in their life. If they haven't now, they will do shortly, and certainly before they leave Steam, they'll play Team Fortress 2. And if they don't get an experience that compels them to play more Team Fortress 2, then they'll leave and they'll never come back.
Let's see.
So
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just when you first start up the game, it's just that's one thing that I've never really noticed about TF2 is it's really not very noob friendly at all. Like, when I first started Team Fortress 2, I had watched some videos. I already had some friends who played with me and helped me learn the basics. So I never really had the experience of going in and being just completely blind to what this game is. You know, even my first game, even when I walk out of spawn and get insta-market gardened, I knew essentially what to expect. You know, obviously I wasn't expecting a shovel to the face, but, you know, it's just...
Who would expect a shovel
I don't know.
to the face?
I'm wondering how that would have gone down if I didn't have friends with me to explain what just happened, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's very, very not noob friendly, and I was fortunate enough to not have to go through that myself. So.
I mean, from my perspective, I played Team Fortress Classic before Team Fortress 2.
Okay.
And even before Team Fortress Classic, I played Team Arena and Unreal Tournament and UT2K4. There were loads of first-person games that I played before Team Fortress 2. So when I first started playing... But actually, when I first started playing Team Fortress 2, everybody had... first started playing Team Fortress 2, we were all noobs together, and there was a level of acceptance.
Sure.
Like, there was just the sense of, you can do that. I didn't know you could do that. Let me try doing that. What, you don't just have to walk along the floor as a soldier? You mean you can rocket jump?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And everyone kind of organically learned together. And frankly, like, YouTube, sure, it was a thing, but it was nowhere near as big a thing as it is now.
Sure.
Twitch sure as hell wasn't a thing. Like, even live streaming on any kind of level, essentially wasn't a thing. People didn't do it. And now it's everywhere. Now it's pervasive. But there's still a sense that when you launch a game for the first time, you should at least have your hand, not necessarily your hand held. Valve doesn't tell stories by putting text on the screen. They tell stories by hinting at things using colour and light and shadows and having you experiment by dropping weapons at you one at a time over a series of months. That they want for you to live in the game before you really get to understand the game. And it might take you years. At this rate, it might take me decades. But I don't think they're doing everything wrong. I wouldn't love the game so much if I thought that was ever true.
Sure.
But this video, more than anything that I've seen, more than any of the shit posting and the crappy videos that I've seen recently, this one kind of struck a chord. It's acceptable levels of observation.
Yeah.
Wow, I feel like I've been talking forever.
Oh, I'll talk for a little bit. I don't know. What I really liked about this video is it was kind of unexpected coming from Funk. You know, he's known for being sarcastic and just sort of not taking anything seriously. So to see him talk about something that was rather serious and do so in a way that was really well said and really well put together, kind of, I don't know, it definitely got my attention. I just thought it was really, really nice. I also liked how, even though the entire video is effectively about problems that Team Fortress 2 has, it doesn't just bash it for having problems. It gets to the root of the problems. You know, it says, this is what's wrong with the game. This is what needs to be changed.
Absolutely. absolutely. Like, it's rare that I get to agree with a random, like, YouTuber that actually, I feel compelled to see if they'd fancy coming on the show. And actually, Funk, I don't know whether you, like, follow Twitter, but Funk had put some stuff on YouTube, on Twitter recently saying, what have I got to do to get on the KritzKast? Like, what has anyone got to do to get on KritzKast? And part of that is, like, I still don't know why anyone would value KritzKast highly enough to think that them not getting on it is a bad thing. But part of it is that actually just being a personality is not enough. You've got to say something. You've got to mean something.
Sure.
You've got to be something. Be useful to the community in a way that only you can be. And I think this is kind of like Funk's masterpiece.
Oh,
to
absolutely.
me. This speaks to me.
Yeah.
Right. That brings us nicely on to something we do every week, which is name ourselves a player of the week. Someone who has done something worthy of the title and the hat that comes with it, the vintage lo-fi long wave. And something that we've been doing a lot recently is turning over the job of naming our player of the week to our guest. And the guest this week being SoundSmith. I turn it over to you, sir. I doff my cap.
Yeah, all right.
Who shall be this week's player of the week?
Well, we've already talked about it a lot, and we had discussed this beforehand, but I guess we just sort of decided to make an entire segment of it. The person that I was going to choose for player of the week was Funk, because of this really, really well-said and well-spoken commentary that he's created. I know it's not necessarily because of him playing the game, but it's because of really just what he's been doing for the community. He's just identified these problems that I'm sure we've all thought about at one point, but we've never really had the means to put into words like he did. So yeah, it was, again, we've already talked about this a little bit. It was unexpected coming from somebody like Funk, who's known for being sarcastic and not serious. But I feel like that just made it have even more impact than if it were to come out of someone who was serious all the time. So yeah, good stuff, Funk. Well said.
I have no problem with this whatsoever. Congratulations go out to Funk. You are this week's player of the week.
Ooh, yeah! Start the freaking party!
And that's about it for us right now. I feel like I know I spoke to you a lot, and I know we had like good conversation, but I want more from you, so I want more of you. Would you at least concede to the possibility of one day coming back on the show?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes. Win. Okay. Where do people find out about you? How do they get your stuff?
Okay. Time to shamelessly self-plug all of my plugs.
Shamelessly.
All right, here we go. So, what most of you probably know me for is my Hat Stereotypes series. So if you want to see that, you can look me up at youtube.com / actually, it's a bunch of letters and symbols. Just search up SoundSmith TF2. Sadly, the URL does not include SoundSmith TF2. I don't know why, but just search it up. It'll probably be the first result. So yeah, that's where you can find my TF2 content. If you want to listen to more of my music, you can find that over at SoundSmith 323, which is, I believe, in the sidebar of my TF2 channel as well. So if you want to get there rather quickly. I also have a Steam group that you can go find through my channel as well. So that's where I give updates and announcements and things like that. So if that's something that you'd like to see, then go do that as well.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Anyone you want to do a shout out to?
Oh, wow. Oh, jeez. I haven't really thought about this. I mean, other than just Funk for creating this awesome thing, no, not really. I didn't really think about this beforehand, and I probably come off sounding like a jerk for not having anybody get a shout out.
I drop something on you. You don't want to thank your mum and dad, maybe?
Yes. Thanks for mom and dad. You're the ones who got
producer.
me here. And shout out to my sponsor. I don't have a sponsor. Yeah.
Let's see if we get you one. All right, guys. That's us done. Thank you very much for listening. Check us out on YouTube. Check us out on Twitter. We're all over the place. Oh, there was loads of stuff that went up on Tumblr this week as well. So that's kritzkast.tumblr.com or tumblr.kritzkast.com/, whichever one works. Actually, I have a funny feeling they both work. We're on Reddit, we're all over the place. Every time you see KritzKast, there's a slim but not entirely out there possibility that it's us in some form or another. Thank you very much for listening, and there might not be a show next week because it's Christmas, and Tempest used to do the Christmas specials, and he's not part of the show anymore. So if you don't see us or hear from us or whatever next week, we'll be back the week after. I just realised the week after is New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. Sod it. I have no plans for New Year. Let's do a show then. Okay, guys, sweet dreams. Whatever you're doing this evening, please clean your ears. Why do people have dirty ears?
All right.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. Thanks for having me.